Hello guys, I hope you're all doing all right, and if you're not, I wish you all the best. Whatever it is you're going through, I pray that things get better for you. There has been a lot of weather changes this week and we are experiencing very heavy winds. I heard someone's roof was carried away and crops are being damaged, but we are doing great. Life is becoming unbearable for many, and I'm no exception. I think I'm at the verge of giving up. I sometimes feel really overwhelmed by all these hustles and bustles of life, and I feel like I'm missing the point of the reason I really relocated to the village, which was to just slow down and have a simpler life. Honestly, I feel like I push myself too much, and now my life is becoming such a struggle. So I run this company where I am the CEO, the accountant, the marketer, the secretary, and I'm just doing all this by myself. And sometimes I feel really overwhelmed. It's sometimes really challenging to be the person to make the decisions and then execute them. It's always easier to work with professionals and to delegate duties, but at the moment I'm not able to do that. We are facing such harsh economic times that even getting one permanent employee is quite a challenge. So I'll be doing this for quite some time until I'm able to employ permanent employees to help me with all these. I'm right now holding my weekly business meeting. I'm supposed to be having about 10 employees in a boardroom, but here I am all by myself, drawing the plans, and I will be executing them later. I just got an email telling me to pick my daughter for the midterm break, and a text just came in from my son who needs money for some shopping. I need a vacation. I really wanted to crush that spider, but I thought she could be somebody's mom on her way home with the food. I let her go. I'm honestly enjoying this weather. It's sunny and windy at the same time, so when the heat gets too much, you naturally cool off. I have some little laundry to do today. I was driving around the nearby town yesterday and I spotted this thrift store. I told you guys I really love thrifting, so I stopped by and found some really beautiful pieces, and I just want to wash them before I can wear them. Meanwhile, how is life treating you? Are you affected by these harsh economic times? In my country this week, there's been demonstrations. There are these taxes that want to be imposed on us, and Kenyans are just not comfortable with it because life is already too hard. So I'm just wondering where we're going to get all this money to pay taxes for just about everything. Some of us can barely put food on the table or even afford our medical care. So the finance bill was passed in the parliament, but it still has a number of stages to pass before it becomes a law. So hopefully something happens and we don't get to pay these hefty taxes. As much as I enjoy being outdoors and doing outdoor activities, doing laundry is just not my cup of tea. We have someone to do our laundry once a week, but in case I have something to wash in the course of the week, then I just do it. But honestly, I'd rather be in the garden digging, planting, weeding, or doing anything else, but not washing clothes. I also don't like doing dishes and those indoor jobs other than cooking. I somehow enjoy cooking, though I'm not the best cook, but I love trying different recipes, just playing around with ingredients. Something I didn't tell you is that I wash my whites by myself. As much as someone does the laundry for my white clothes, I do that myself. I like to keep my whites white, and I have this belief that when clothes are washed in bulk, then it's a bit hard to maintain the whites. The reason I wash them separately by myself. And as much as life is progressing so fast, there have been machines to dry clothes and that. I just love to watch the clothes hanging on the line. It's still a very beautiful sight for me. Can you guess what's on my mind? It's definitely food. I'm thinking of something new to cook today. I've done a number of recipes and I just want to try something different today. So here we are, 1 cup of milk. I always measure all my ingredients. So 1 egg, and we are going to mix the milk and the egg. Just stir to get it mixed up, don't beat. Once it's all mixed, then we are going to add 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. I'm using instant yeast. If you are using active dry yeast, then you will cover it for about 5 minutes before you add your next ingredient. So next we are adding 1/4 cup of sugar, and then we are going to give it a good stir and let it mix again. And now we're going to add our 3.5 cups of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour. Next we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we shall mix and then knead it into a dough. Always give the ingredients a proper mix, and when you're kneading, knead it well so that the ingredients are evenly distributed in the dough. If the bowl is not giving you that space to do that proper kneading, then you can always put it on your worktop and knead it thoroughly. I always knead my dough for about 5 minutes before I let it rest. So once you have done the kneading, then you can oil your bowl and then cover your dough for about 1 hour and let it rise to a double size. Always remember to cover your dough while it rises so it doesn't crust at the top. You can use a clean towel or cling film. So while our dough rises, we are going to make some mango juice. I have some ripe mangoes, and I think mangoes are in season. I saw a lot of them in the market and they're quite sweet at this time. Mangoes are the sweetest tropical fruits I've ever known. I hope you agree with me on that. I always like working with fruits in season because they're quite sweet when they're in season and they're also pocket friendly at the market. So I've cubed them to make it easy for me to put them into the blender and also for a smooth crushing. I really enjoy these natural juices, and mangoes are the best because they have a lot of sugar, so I don't have to add any sugar to it, enjoying it the natural way. And just like that, we have our mango juice ready, and it's quite smooth, I can see, because our mango didn't have the ropes that we have. I don't know what you call them, the fiber. You can see how smooth it is and so wholesome. So I'm going to chill it in the fridge for about an hour, then we can enjoy it later. It is the best treat in this hot season. The dough is rising, the juice is cooling, my clothes are dry. So I'll just take them out because the weather is also changing. It might rain anytime now. I'm gonna fold the laundry, and hopefully by the time I finish, our dough will be ready. Then we can make whatever we want to make today. I always enjoyed folding laundry when I was a child because my mom used to praise me so much. I loved neatly folding the clothes and arranging them into the wardrobes. All I needed was some R&B music playing in the background, and I would work and work and work. So our dough is ready, and you can see it's risen to double the size we originally had. So I'm gonna give it just a quick knead. And next I'm going to use a rolling pin to spread it out, and then we can make our, should I call them buns? I think they are called cinnamon rolls, but I'll be adding something extra. I'm going to use a fruit jam, a mixed fruit jam, to make the rolls. So in a separate bowl, I'm going to mix cinnamon and the jam. And once I've mixed it all up, then I'm going to spread it on my dough. Should I still call it a dough after spreading it like this? I don't know. Maybe I could call it a flat dough. Please let me know if there's a special name for the dough after it's rolled out like this. So I'm going to smear the jam. I haven't used the word smear in a long time. So we'll just spread it out like this all over the dough. And then we shall be rolling it. We are going to make one big roll, and then we are going to cut it into pieces the size of the rolls or the size of buns. Then we shall bake. I'm using thread to cut the bun sizes, but I think a sharp knife will also do. I'm just doing this because that's what I saw. And the thread is giving a perfect cut, so I don't mind the thread. So I'm arranging them on the baking dish. I realized my baking paper is finished, and I can't get it locally. I have to move to the town to get it. So I greased the dish and put some flour on it. And now we're going to leave them for about 20 minutes before we bake. We're baking at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes, and I was away when the timer went off. My buns almost burned. But hey, they are good and they are so sweet. So with this, we are sorted for tomorrow's breakfast. Tomorrow being a weekend, nobody wakes up early to make breakfast, so it's always important that we have our breakfast ready the night before. So we only wake up to make the tea. If you get to try this, please let me know how it goes. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and for always being around. I truly appreciate you. And remember to subscribe if you haven't. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next.